What's up, Lotus fans? Bryant Cook here, and today we are playing Lotus Combo, obviously my favorite Pioneer deck. Thank you to John Johnson for this donation deck. This deck here in front of you is the same exact deck list that I played in my list, or league, last week, maybe 2 weeks ago by the time this goes live, but there's one small change in the sideboard. We are not playing Peer into the Abyss. Instead, we're playing a single copy of Omniscience to make winning the game a little bit easier. If you're looking for a longer deck tech, I spewed my brains out in that last video, so definitely go check that out. It's in the card above. But for now, we're just going to hop right in and play some Magic the Gathering. Thanks again to John. I do appreciate you. Thank you for supporting this channel, and I will see you in match number 1. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. That said, there's no better way of showing your support than becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks, and we get to keep making combo content. The perks get better and better each level you go up. They also stack. To start off, with our Storm Fan tier, you unlock our private members section of our Discord, which comes with a highlighted user profile and then some awesome badges and emotes for YouTube. Looking for sideboard help? Become a Stormtrooper, our middle tier, for 2 sideboard guides of your deck choice every single month, on top of 50% off donation decks. Did we mention you also get 10% off merchandise from our shop? With our top tier, the Combo Cabal, you get a free donation deck every single month, 15% off merchandise from our shop, early access to private deck lists, and the most valuable perk in my opinion, videos early. That's right, you heard it, early access to all videos. But maybe sweet perk, secret deck list, early access to videos isn't for you, but you'd still like to show your appreciation. Make sure to check out theepicstorm.com/shop for card singles and Storm swag. Please don't forget to use your membership discounts. Finally, if you want to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel, make sure to visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks, where all you have to do is attach your TXT file and pick a donation tier. With our Epic tier, you can even join me in a video to showcase your bold brew in person and explain the ins and outs of your strategy. Card availability won't be an issue due to our new sponsor, Card Hoarder. With Card Hoarder, renting is super easy. If you're looking to get into Magic Online, there isn't a better, more affordable solution than Card Hoarder. Fun fact, you can rent the Epic Storm for 7 tickets a week, which is just a great deal. There are many ways you can support us. Just pick whatever is best for you. In the meantime, let's play some Magic. Welcome to the first match. I am Bryant Cook, and while we've opened up triple Lotus Field, that is not a keep, unfortunately. Here we have a single Lotus Field, and the rest of this hand is pretty good. So I do think I'm going to keep this because we're on the draw and we have 2 chances at hitting that land. I don't think we need the second copy of Pore the Pages at this very moment, so I'm going to bottom that. Alright, the coast. Land. Ding! Alright, Sanctum Pass. We actually would like to draw another land because we don't want to sacrifice the Thespian stage. So even if I don't draw a land here, I might strategic planning looking for a land, and we'll just play the land combo a turn late draw. That was actually very good. So we're going to play the Triumph here past the turn. So in theory, we could go for a turn 4 win with our current hand, because next turn we can strategic planning plus Lotus Field. Okay, not Narset, that's good. We get strategic planning plus Lotus Field. And then on the following turn, we can untap Lotus Field, copy it with Thespian Stage, use the 2 mana we have to Hidden Strings into Pore, and then continue from there. Alright, I like the dig through time. I think we just take Brawl here. Also helps with the whole winning the game quickly thing. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully our opponent taps out this turn. I love playing this deck so much. Like, I know it might not seem genuine, but it's very true. I always really enjoy playing this. Consider. We know that our opponent has a Lightning Axe in hand, by the way. So if they keep a red mana up, we have no reason to play out the Brawl. And do you have the land opponent? No. Alright, so we have a window here. That was a very good draw. Alright, so step 1, cycle the Vizier, and what this does is it acts as a desperate ritual that makes a blue mana, so we're going to generate a blue and draw a card. Okay, so now let's copy our Lotus Field, leaving us with 2 mana floating. And then we can Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. All right, and now we can play Brawl because, well, we have 6 mana. Brawl will reduce the cost of Pore Over the Pages. So now this Pore costs 4 mana and we get to untap our Lotus Fields. And there's Peer into the Abyss. So it's sort of a cool thing. When you have Balagad Recovery and Hidden Strings, it's like a Cabal Ritual. So we're going to just make a bunch of mana here and untap again. Okay, and now we can play Peer into the Abyss, targeting us. Woot woot, draw half our library, and from here it's smooth sailing. So this will not be a game where that sideboard omniscience actually matters, in my opinion, because we could win with a ham sandwich from here. Like, this was a pretty easy win. All right. Let's cast the Pore Over the Pages, because when you have Pore Over the Pages plus Brawl, it's plus 2 mana. 18 cards left in the library. Let's cycle a Vizier to make a mana. Okay, draw. Have I found one of my 2 wishes yet? Not quite. All right, so let's play the Pore. This brings us down to 14 cards in the library. Discard stage. Anything good down here? There it is. Okay. So for triple black, let's get a card from outside the game. And we can go get the Approach. White mana. My personal opinion, and nothing against John. John's a wise person. But I don't think you actually need Approach. So I'm going to see today how often we actually want the Omniscience. Okay, and now we can cast Dig Through Time. And I'm not going to sing for you this video. If you want to watch me sing if you could dig through time, definitely watch that last video. All right, Approach and Scrying, why not? Then we can cast the Approach again, and that is game number 1 over Phoenix. Woot woot. Love to see it. All right, so we definitely want these copies of Mystical Dispute. You could argue about Thought Distortion as well. I don't have strong opinions on it. I do think that Thought Distortion is a little bit clunky, especially when they can just out-tempo you some games. So maybe we'll board in 1. But right now we're 4 cards over and we have to find some cards to take out. I think that it's pretty easy to take out a Peer into the Abyss. Especially in this deck list, since siding 1 out essentially just turns it into a wish target that we didn't have previously. And now we're 3 cards over. Could just board out the Grazers. I mean, they're not great here. They're just chump blockers. Let's try that, I guess. Oh, I guess I get to keep 1 card. Do we want to board in Boseiju then? For any sort of surprise? Or do we leave 1 Grazer? Could also just board in the other Thought Distortion. Alright, we're going to try this out. Game number 2. Here we've opened up a pretty good hand, but it doesn't have access to Lotus Field. That said, we do have a strategic planning. I'm going to trust in my ability to find our crucial land. Okay, opponent's on the play. Riverglide Pathway and pass the turn. I'm wondering if I want to play out a Balagad. I think the answer is actually yes. Like, I don't see myself casting 2 of those this game. Okay. So they mill the Crackling Drake. I don't think I'm allowed to tap out for planning this turn, because if we do, our opponent gets to slam Narset, and I want to represent possibly having something. Pieces, that's fine. Galvanic Iteration plus the Temporal Trespass, that's scary. And they took both pieces. Okay, so we know that they have Iteration and the Temporal Trespass. Draw. Sylvan, like that. Let's go get our Lotus Field and pass the turn. Expressive Iteration. No copies of Arclight Phoenix quite yet. Hall of the Storm Giants enters the battlefield, that's fine. And the opponent's passing the turn. So on our turn, we're going to cast Planning into Lotus Field. Planning. I don't mind the Pore draw. That was reasonable. We'll take Hidden Strings here. Okay, so we're getting to that crucial point in the game where our opponent needs to do something if they're going to stay in this. I am worried about like Narset backed by Mystical Dispute right here. This is a window where they could do that, and I cannot pay for a Mystical Dispute. If that is something that happens, we can play our Botanical Sanctum into Sylvan Scrying for Otawara. Okay, and our opponent's just going to pass the turn here. Draw. Okay, so we could try to force the win right here, but I feel like that's pretty greedy. Instead, I'm just going to pass the turn. Sure. I have not seen this card in the Lotus deck, or I'm sorry, in the Phoenix deck yet. I don't think it's bad. Like, it seems fine to me. Okay, Iteration. Are you using the Time Walk here? They are using the Time Walk. Okay. We'll dispute one of them. And I could dig looking for another Mystical Dispute, but I don't know how I feel about that. We only have 2 disputes left in our library anyway. I think I'm just going to let them Time Walk. Alright, so we're going to take 2 down to 18. And it looks like they're just short of activating Hall of the Storm Giants. If they play a land here, they can activate and swing, but I don't think that's actually like a good use of their Time Walk turn. Alright, so they do have the untapped land. Crackling Drake, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to 16 here. And this is a turn that we want to try to win the game while our opponent only has 3 available mana. Draw. Let's start on Hidden Strings. And it resolves. I think I'm going to dig here because out of the 3 business spells in our hand, dig is the one that I care the least about. Okay, so Hidden Strings is fine. Fae of Wishes doesn't really do anything that I care about. Could probably take the Strategic Planning. Alright, so let's play the Hidden Strings. That resolves, okay. Let's tap some mana and pour over the pages. On the stack, does this resolve? It does apparently, okay. Not that great, but that's fine. Let's pour again. Each pour makes 1 mana without Brawl in play. Get rid of this Botanical Sanctum. Let's dig through time. Get rid of some of these cards. Okay, 6 blue mana floating. Thought Distortion and another dig. Alright, we'll try this out. Could be bad for me. Black, colorless, blue. Thought Distortion. And the opponent concedes. How about that? Alright, we're 1-0 with Pioneer Lotus Combo. If you haven't joined them already, I would recommend opening up our description down below and joining our 7 social media networks. They're each great in their own way, but I would strongly suggest joining our Discord server. In there, you will find others just like you looking to improve their Storm game and grow as a combo community. If you're a member of our YouTube channel, you should sync your account to Discord to unlock our private member section that has the latest and greatest deck lists, concepts, and much, much more. Let's get back to comboing out. Okay, match number 2 on the play. We didn't get to do that last match, so kind of nice that we get to be on the play here. Jegantha the Wellspring. Cool, cool, cool. We don't have access to Lotus Field here. We do have strategic planning. A lot of Lotus Field players would probably ship this. It's pretty close. I'm trying to think of what Jegantha would mean. I wonder if it's like the Ensoul deck, maybe? But they could just run Lures, so that doesn't make a lot of sense. Jegantha could mean like the 5-color, like Izzet deck, maybe? But I thought those decks switched to Yorion. Alright, I'm going to mulligan this. It's really close, though. And this hand is just worse, so we're going to 5. Alright, we'll make do. Keep. And I think we get rid of Grazer. No need to accelerate into nothing here. Alright, pathway and pass. Basic planes. And nothing else. Okay, so Pore was a reasonable draw. Let's hope that this strategic planning finds Lotus Field. Not quite, but almost. Alright, so they have Jegantha revealed. Okay, so this does look like the Niv deck. Niv Delight, that is. Lotus Field, play it. Pass the turn. I hope that I'm wrong and it's not Niv Delight, but I don't think that's the case. Another Carotid. So next turn they have enough mana for Brink Delight. That was an amazing draw because now we can go for it. Like, we theoretically could have went for it even without drawing the Vizier, but we'd have to burn a Hidden Strings, and I don't feel like you actually end up winning too often from those scenarios. Where now this actually seems somewhat reasonable. Alright, so we're going for the turn 4 on a mulligan to 5. Yes, yes, no. And then Pore over the pages. Peer into the Abyss, let's go. Okay, discard Grazer. Let's cycle a Vizier here. Come on, deck, give me Pore. Or not Pore, Peer. There's 3 Peers in this deck. Let's draw one. Alright, planning. There we go. Alright, so now we will Hidden Strings. So this is going to be a Peer into the Abyss, floating 3 mana. With 2 Hidden Strings down. And there's 1 Hidden Strings. Alright, let's play the Brawl. Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Alright, Pore. And we got it! Get out of here! Not good enough. Okay. So we definitely want Mystical Dispute. We don't really need Grazer here, in my opinion, so those can get out of here. I don't think this is really a Thought Distortion matchup, at least not in my experience. You can board in Leyline as Sanctity, which is pretty interesting, because these decks a lot of the time have things like... I can never remember the name of the blue-black one, but the Slaughter Games type effects. But I don't think that's actually what's important about the matchup, so I'm not sure if that's really what we want to be doing. So... I mean, I could be wrong. Could also board in the Boseiju. It's just like, what are you boarding out for the Leyline effects? Like, I guess you could board out 1 Brawl because they tend to play a lot of removal. And then maybe keep Boseiju in the board. I guess we'll do it. Shave a Dig Through Time, maybe? Or Appear because these decks tend to have Notion Thief a lot of the time. Let's try this, I guess. Alright. Sanctity and Lotus Field, but we would need to draw land number 2. I'm going to hate myself and keep this, I think. This is definitely a hand where I could be punished, but I think the upside was not losing to Slaughter Game effects is so high. And a land in our first 2 draws is not unreasonable. Triumph, okay. Draw step. There, see? Always had it. Nothing to worry about here. And one secret mode on Mastermind's acquisition is that we can untap Lotus Field with the Vizier and then use Masterminds to go get Thespian stage. Alright, we did not need Dig Through Time number 3. I'm just going to throw that out there. Okay, do you have the Carotid? No Carotid. Lotus Field, sacrificing these. Pass the turn. 4 mana. Nahiri does get rid of Leyline, but they're not bothering with that. Discards Bring to Light. That's interesting. They might have multiples. Draw. Alright, so I'm going to cycle here, untap the Lotus Field, take a draw, and then likely use Mastermind's acquisition to go get Thespian stage. Okay, pass the turn. Discards Combo. Wow. The confidence. Carotid, okay. Draw. I'm just going to play the Temple here. We don't need another Lotus Field. That can go on the bottom. And pass the turn. So you could just copy in your main phase. The problem I see with that is that you're not representing Mystical Dispute, and I'd like to do that, even though I don't actually have it. I'm saying, hey, I could have Dispute here. And what scary creature do you have with the Nahiri, the Harbinger? Is it just a Niv-Mizzet? Because I wouldn't mind if it was. It is Niv-Mizzet, okay. So now they get the card advantage from Niv-Mizzet. Bunch of cards revealed. They put Vanishing Verse, Bring to Light, Caligan's Command, and Expressive Iteration into hand. So they did take K-Command, Vanishing Verse. So they got everything, I believe, all their spells. And I'm going to take 6 from Niv-Mizzet. No need to bounce this with Otawara, because this is going to return to their hand anyway. Maybe we'll copy. Okay, so they have a bunch of cards in hand, and they did not tap mana for anything else, which tells me that they probably have something like Dovin's Veto in hand. Vanishing Verse is an instant, I believe. And then they can Vanishing Verse plus Caligan's Command. Leyline number 3, okay. I think I'm just going to pass here. We can hardcast Dig Through Time on their end step and then come back on our turn. Here's the Vanishing Verse. No. Notion Thief. Okay. I'm gonna dig here. A little bit punished by playing out the Otawara, but not the end of the world. We do have another Otawara in our deck. Oh no! I'm an idiot. I tapped 8 mana and then removed 4 cards from my graveyard. Whoops. Too busy narrating and not paying enough attention to what I'm actually doing. Jeez. Oh, that was bad. Okay. What a dummy. So we'll take Dispute. Oh, I can't believe I did that. And Hidden Strings. Pass the turn. Oh, I'm so silly. I can't believe I did that. That was just a bad play. Alright, opponent's Blood Crypt. Okay, is this Niv-Mizzet again? Bring to Light for 5. We know 4 of the 5 cards currently in their hand. Velki. Okay. So they do get to put the flipped half of Velki into play. And they took a Vizier. And now they have a Dovin's Veto they can cast off Velki. Alright, we're at 11. Draw. Another Balagad. Alright, Hidden Strings. A little bit awkward that I messed up by removing 4 cards in my graveyard, because that's going to make this turn a lot more difficult in my opinion. Balagad returning the Hidden Strings. Strings again. Alright. And then Balagad. We're just trying to fill up our graveyard here. And then Hidden Strings. Slowly making 1 mana at a time. Alright, so now I can cast Dig Through Time and exile these. Still with 2 mana floating. We hit the Otawara, so that's really good. And then I think that we take the Pore of the Pages. Alright, any order. Bounce the Notion Thief. And cast Pore. Untap. Discard a Leyline. Let's play the Thespian Sage Return and cast the Strategic Planning, which will fill our graveyard for this Dig Through Time. Hello, Peer into the Abyss. Jeez, I wish that this was a Pore. I think I'm almost pressured here into taking Hidden Strings. Because how many strings have we used? 1. So this is strings 2. Yeah, I think I have to take the strings, unfortunately. Because otherwise we have to hit a strings off the dig. And we do have other action spells in our deck. Alright, we can remove the Leyline, the Otawara, the other dig, Vizier, and Planning. Then we have to remove 1 more. So hypothetically, if I hit Balagad Recovery, even though there's only 2 left in the deck, I can't even Pore while having mana floating, I guess. I think I'm supposed to remove the other the Peer. It's just like not practical. And we hit Peer. This should do it. So Peer plus Pore. Alright, so I have to Pore the Pages first to make 1 mana. Because you win the game when you have 2 mana floating post Peer. And if you don't Pore first, you only have 1 mana. But it looks like we've got it from here. And our opponent has conceded the game. They got sick of me. Most people do. I completely understand. No worries. But we are 2-0 with the Pioneer Lotus Combo. I love saying that. I'll see you in match number 3. Playing your favorite combo deck in Paper just got so much easier with the Epic Storm Mini Token Pack. You can pick one up at theepicstorm.com/shop for $13. It includes 64 double-sided mini tokens. That's 128 tokens total. And they include 10 black, 10 blue, 10 red, 5 green, 5 white, 3 colorless, 20 storm counters. That means that you can count your way all the way up to 20 for Grape Shot, everyone's favorite Stormwind condition, a Galvanic Relay Exile Indicator, 4 treasure tokens for Strike It Rich, and then 10 monk tokens for our vintage friends. It also has Slime Time Live, 8 Progenitor Ooze tokens with the power and toughness already built in to make playing in Paper so much easier. No fumbling around with dice. We've got you covered. Make sure to go grab those if you're playing Modern. And then Squirrels versus Goblins, Chatterstorm versus Empty the Warrens, the Battle of the Ages. You definitely need 20 Squirrel tokens and 20 Goblin tokens. You're going to love this mini token pack, I promise. And once again, you can grab that at theepicstorm.com/shop. Okay, we're back at it for the 3rd time this video. Woot woot. Another Jegantha. I think we know what that means this time. We're going to keep this hand. This hand's pretty good. So we already have Thespian Stage. We have 2 lands. We have a way of getting Lotus Field. This hand's great. All right. So let's start on the... I don't think it really matters. We'll start on the Temple. We don't need another Thespian Stage, so we'll bottom that. Island. Passes the turn. All right, let's go get our Lotus Field. Sylvan Scrying. Basic planes. Sorry about that. What is this? Ooh, they are not Niftalite. That looks like they're spirits with Jegantha. That's spicy. Grazer was a good pickup here. A very good pickup. All right, so we'll play the Grazer now. Okay. Pass the turn. 3 mana. The Eagle. You got it. Selfless Spirit, okay. I think I'm just gonna chump here. Draw. Boseiju. So this means that I can copy and cast a spell this turn, which is sort of nice. So we'll copy the Lotus Field, and then I have 4 cards in graveyard, so we're just going to strategic planning. Not very good. I think we just take the Grazer as a potential blocker. Alright, 4 open mana. Supreme Phantom, they're bringing the pain. They tap 2 mana on accident, so they're holding open a spell queller here, so we are slightly worried about that. I think I'm going to start on Dig Through Time. See if this resolves, because I'd rather the Pore resolves than the Dig. Okay. I just think that the Hidden Strings is going to be countered. So the question is, like, do I take the Vizier? And I think no. Okay, so I'm priced into casting Pore here. If it gets countered, we just lose the game. Looks like they have one. Ah, that's a bummer. Okay, so we lost. Spirit's too strong. Alright. I don't know if there's a whole lot I could have done about that. So I could have played Hidden Strings, but honestly, Lofty Denial on the strings would have made me lose the game too. So I'm just not sure. I could have taken double Hidden Strings, I suppose, but then they just counter the Pore. Well, I guess they don't know that I have double Hidden Strings, but we would have been between a rock and... let's just go to game 2. That hurt. Alright, so Boseiju, we want these Mystical Disputes. Alright, so 4 cards need to come out. I think that you can probably board out at least 1 copy of Peer into the Abyss. You don't need both Wish effects here, so I don't mind taking out Mastermind's Acquisition. And then we need 2 more. Maybe Shave on a Brawl and... possibly the Triome. You really want Boseiju here because the Spirit deck, if you watch my last video, they have triple Deafening Silence in the board, so you really have to be able to answer that. This is a little bit weird. Boseijus, you can't play multiple of them because they have that word legendary on them, but I still think that this is actually a keep. Really hoping I draw land on turn 2, that's for sure. Alright, Boseiju pass. And if we don't, you can theoretically like use Boseijus as Lotus Petals for Sylvan Scrying, but I don't want to do that. Wanderer, that's awkward. Draw. And the punish. Oh, bummer. I think I'm going to make them just sacrifice the Wanderer. Scrying. Ooh, they let it go. Alright, let's grab the Sanctum then. Glacial Fortress. Supreme Phantom. It's now a mana leak. At least for now. Draw. Fae of Wishes, the wall that blocks. I guess all walls block. I'm just talking to fill the airtime. Please forgive me. Alright, so we're passing here. 3 mana. Eagle, okay. I'm just going to block the Supreme Phantom here. No need to trade away my Fae of Wishes for Mausoleum Wanderer. I'll save more damage this way. Alright, strategic planning. Stage was good, but I feel like we're just too far behind at the moment. We still have 4 cards in hand. 3 mana. Another Eagle. Jeez. So they're swinging for 9. I'm dead. That's painful. I don't think I can win this. Draw. Actually, there's a small chance. I mean, our opponent needs to mess up, but it's theoretically possible. Okay. And they did not mess up, so I'm just dead here. Yeah, alright, so we're 2-1. Hey, you're still watching. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you're looking to make a purchase from Card Hoarder, TCG Player, or Amazon, and are looking to support us, you can open up our description down below, and in there you will find our affiliate links. Those same links are found on the homepage of the Epic Storm. But that's not all. We've included a Card Hoarder button on our website that will load the Epic Storm in your Card Hoarder cart to make life simple for you. Alright, this time we are on the draw. I don't think that this hand is a keep. While you do have 4 lands, you don't really have any way of finding either half of your land combo, so we take a mulligan. Garbage to 5. I don't love it, but I think we're supposed to keep. So Grazer can go on the bottom, and then probably a Thespian stage. Or maybe you keep stage and get rid of the Fae. Let's try this, I guess. Steam Vents, okay. Draw. Otawara. I don't know why I didn't play Belgad. That was actually just a mistake. I said Otawara and clicked it and then immediately looked at the Belgad in my hand without thinking. So basically I just screwed myself over because if I draw a Sylvan Scrying, I can't cast it on turn 2. Draw. Alright, not punished this time. Still a bad play. Don't make bad plays. Don't do what I do. Expressive Iteration. Reveals Chart a Course, and they're passing without a land drop. Draw. Not Lotus Field. I think I'm actually going to cycle the Vizier here, hoping to spike a Sylvan Scrying. Draw. Alright, pass the turn. Another Expressive Iteration, okay. And they found the coast, sure. Come on, Doc, give me Lotus Field, please. Draw. Thank you. And copy. Pass the turn. So next turn we can go for a Peer into the Abyss. Pieces. So it looks like we're not even going to have to stern dismissal, really. Okay. We're not even going to have to tap down their land. We'll play the stage. Cycle Vizier. Untap Lotus Field. Draw. Alright, Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Hidden strings. Target these. Yes, yes, no. Roughly infinite mana. Peer into the abyss. Alright, so we'll play Brawl, why not? Hidden strings. Yes, yes, no. Tap this for mana. Go grab a card from outside the game. Even if they kill Brawl here, it would have paid for itself in a concession. Nice. Okay. So once again, Mystical Dispute's coming in, and we'll do the Thought Distortions. I've never really boarded out Grazer in this matchup before, but I think it sort of makes sense. Feel free in the comments if I'm overlooking something, but I don't know. It seems reasonable to me. And we'll board out a Peer. Yup. Keep. Put it on a mulligan to 6. Alright, so how we lose this game is Narset, so we're just not going to tap out and allow Narset to happen. Steam Vents, sure thing. Draw. Another Lotus Field. Didn't need that, that's for sure. Expressive Iteration. Spire Bluff Canal, you got it. So the question here is whether or not you play Brawl or the Planning, and I think I'm going to Planning, just because I don't want the Brawl to just eat a Lightning Axe and then that puts a Phoenix through their graveyard. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. I think this is a pretty easy Thought Distortion. And pass. So you could play Lotus Field here, but it's pretty awkward. So the reason that we're not going to play Field is that you'd have to sacrifice these 2 lands, leaving yourself with Thespian Stage. But if we just wait a turn, we can play Lotus Field and have Mystical Dispute mana up. Pieces of the puzzle. They picked up Invasive Surgery, okay. Double Phoenix to the graveyard. Let's float some mana here. Play Lotus Field. We'll allow that ability to resolve. Do I copy? No. So one thing I could do is just Vizier and untap, and that means that I could pay for a Mystical Dispute fighting back on Narset next turn. So I think that's slightly better than just copying here. Like, yes, I waste a mana for next turn, but I make sure that I don't lose to Narset, and I think that's the real value with this play. That was interesting. So I could go Brawl. Floating 1. Hidden Strings. Untap cop. No, that's not good enough. Alright, we're just going to pass. Another expressive. Coast, okay. And they're passing. Alright. Copy Field. And now we get to throw the Thought Distortion at them. Discards Phoenix number 3. Love the Vizier draw here, because it gives us 2 mana post Thought Distortion, so we can play Hidden Strings into Pore the pages. Alright, Thought Distortion coming up. Boom. And a concession. 3-1. Let's see if we can get match number 5. If you're looking for more great Magic the Gathering content, definitely check out the Eternal Glory podcast. It is myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Koval and Phil Gallagher. We primarily discuss Legacy. That said, a lot of what we talk about transcends all formats. We're available on all major podcast platforms. The 5th and final match. Let's see if we can win it. I'd love to do so. This hand is tempting, but I think it's a trap. It's just too slow. It doesn't actually find Lotus Field. It's just really clunky. We're supposed to mulligan. Better. So we can bottom a single copy of Lotus Field here and hope that we find Thespian stage naturally. We do have a temple to help dig a tiny bit, and we could even cycle the Zagoth Triome. Temple will bottom that land. We don't need it. Pass the turn. Blooming Marsh, so the black-green deck. So we'll probably end up boarding in Leyline here. Play the temple. Do I even want the great? I don't think I do. Let's just bottom that. Mana Confluence. Oh, is this humans? Oh, it is humans. Damn. This deck again. This wrecked my day when I was on Jeskai Ascendancy recently. Alright, Brawl's okay. So that means that we can play Pore next turn. Pass. 3 mana. General Kuduro, or whatever its name is. So it's worth noting that with Otawara in our deck, Otawara essentially represents another Pore over the pages by bouncing the Kitesail Freebooter. Boseiju. No need to play that. Alright, let's cast this Pore. Untap. Think we discard the Boseiju here. Let's cycle Vizier. Okay. Draw. Hidden Strings, that's very good. So what we're going to do here is tap this. Tap the General, untap our Lotus Field, and then we can Cipher onto Baral. Okay, put it onto the Baral. And now we play Pore. I think we're going to win this. I could be wrong. I shouldn't have said that out loud, but looking pretty good right now. So I can play Masterminds floating 4. Alright, let's just play the Pore again. That's Pier. I think we just did it. Alright, let's cast Peer into the Abyss. Okay, so we tap this for blue. Hidden Strings. Yes. Yes. No. We've played a land, but we have one Grazer. Do we have a second Grazer? We do not. We needed a second Grazer here. So I got punished for discarding one earlier. Let's cycle Vizier. Untap. 20 cards left in library. It looks like a green card. It is, but it's Balgate Recovery. Okay. Let's play Dig Through Time. We don't need Pier. We can exile that. Looks like I need one more blue mana. Okay. Hidden Strings, Vizier. So I believe that's all 4 copies of Hidden Strings. Cycle, untap the Lotus Field. Draw. Still only one Grazer. Oh, and I still have one Hidden Strings over here. Okay, so what's the best way of going about this? I think what I can do, and I am begrudgingly going to do this and give John the satisfaction of playing Omniscience, but I don't think we actually need to play Omniscience here, but I feel like John paid for this video for me to cast Omniscience at least once, and I would like to make John happy. But I think that you could win this game by continuing to cantrip into another Grazer, play a second land off Grazer, and then play another Grazer putting Lotus Field into play, attack with Brawl, untap both Lotus Fields, and then you have 2 more copies of Hidden Strings for the other Wish effect into Approach. That's how I would personally try to win this game right now. But John paid for this video, so what we're going to do is cast Granted, go get the Omniscience, and what can I do here? I have 1 mana to use, so I might as well use it on something. Let's cast a Strategic Planning. Gladly take a Vizier. Alright, so now we'll get in there. Okay, Hidden Strings. Untap our 2 lands. Yes, Yes. So now we have 4 mana. Hidden Strings. This brings us up to 7 mana. Yes. Yes. No. Alright, we have a Vizier. Let's use that Vizier. Untap the Lotus Field. Draw. 8 mana at the moment. So now what we can do is Hidden Strings again. Yes. Yes. No. Alright, 10 mana. Play the Omniscience. Alright. So let's peer because I can. Is there a better reason in all of Magic other than I like drawing cards? So let's go get a card from outside the game. Grab the Approach. We did this on turn 4 off of 1 Lotus, which is pretty sweet. Cast with Omniscience. Play Dig Through Time. Grab the Approach and Balagad Recovery. Cast the Approach a second time. Well, John, I hope you're happy. I played the Omniscience just for you, and now we are going into game number 2 against humans. Okay, so we definitely want these 4 March of the Swirling Mist, and I've been in love with this card. It's so good. I've been such a big fan, and hopefully we get to showcase it in this post-board game. Alright, so we definitely want to shave at least 1 copy of Peer into the Abyss, and I think that you can take out 1 copy of Dig Through Time as well. But now we need another 2 cards to sideboard out. I think you could probably shave 1 Wish Effect. I can't think of anything that they would play where it would stop us from winning the game otherwise. And I do like Brawl here, so I don't really want to board those out. So I think you probably want the Fae of Wishes as a blocker. And then we need 1 more slot. I think it's going to be a Planning or another Dig. Dig might be a little slow here, so let's do Dig. You could also board down to 1 main deck Peer into the Abyss, but I'm not sure if that's better or worse. Let's try this out. So this hand is very good, but it's slow. This is a hand where I'm praying to draw Grazer. Secluded Courtyard, okay. Thraben Inspector. And you're not allowed to board out Brawl, by the way, because our opponent is very, very, very likely to be playing Thalia, and Brawl is a natural counter to Thalia. Do I keep the Hidden Strings? I think so. It just increases our ability to turn 4. 2 mana. The Old Freebooter. I think the pick here is probably the Planning, but let's see what they think. And they agree. Alright, falling to 19 life. Draw. And I'm going to cast the Scrying here just to thin our deck a little bit, but also a card in Graveyard for Dig Through Time. And we don't really want to play the Balagad for no reason either, because we could use that later to get back a draw spell or something, so that's why I'm keeping it around. 3 mana Mantis Rider. There it is. There's the clock. We're taking 5 down to 14. 3 cards still left in our opponent's hand. Draw. Pore. So now I'm wondering if I play Vizier here. And then next turn I can play Lotus Field into a potential win. I think that's the line. Play Vizier, pass the turn. Land number 4. 3 mana, another Mantis Rider. I think we have it. This is only 8 damage. Alright, so we're going to 6. Draw. Alright, we'll do blue, Lotus Field. Copy it. Sacrifice these 2. Untap. Alright, and now Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. All right, and Pore. We have this Boseiju we can potentially discard, and there's the Pier. Wow. All right. So I've already played my land, just making sure. So let's play Brawl. All right, Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. We will Cabal Ritual here, and by Cabal Ritual I mean Bala get back the Hidden Strings. Blue, Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Black mana. Peer into the Abyss. Alright, so from here it's smooth sailing, we just have to cast some spells. Alright, well there's a Granted, let's just use that right now. Yes, go get the Approach. So this is 4/10 mana, and they're going to concede. So we went 4-1. We didn't get to use the March of the Swirling Mist again, but we did 4-1. The Cyclist is pretty good. So in both videos, I believe our only loss was to Spirits. I don't know if there's something differently I should be doing in the Spirits matchup. If you have suggestions, feel free to let me know. But I love this deck list. If I was playing in the Pioneer Showcase, this is what I'd be playing. This exact 75, well, my exact 75, not John's. I don't think we need Omniscience, but we did get to cast it there, which was pretty sweet. Not that I think you need the Pier in the board, but because you only have the one Fae, so it's not super reliable anyway, but I'm not sure if you need this. Let me know. I could be wrong about Omniscience. Maybe I'm being hard-headed. That's entirely possible. I'm willing to accept that. I don't have strong feelings on this stuff. But thank you for watching. I do appreciate you. Have a great day. Keep storming. That's all I've got. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.